now it's 46.
Morning to you. It's 8:31. Captain Steve, Jim Hunter, David Fine is here from the Heartlanders, broadcaster extraordinaire.
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
You like that? You like that? Broadcaster extraordinaire.
You could have said anything, and I would have elicited the same response. So. I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot better and a lot worse. So.
Well, one thing about you coming in, you always seem to have a good, positive attitude.
What's that like?
Brings the show up a little bit.
Yeah, what did I just say to you, Jim? Right before we went on the air, I said about 3:30 in the morning, I was having trouble sleeping. I was rolling around, and my trick is just don't look at the clock. Because if you look at the clock, you're up for me. I'm up for 30 minutes.
Well, you're doing math. Well, let's see. If I go to bed right now.
Yeah. Exactly. And not counting sheep, exactly. The wrong type of math. And it was about 3:35 in the morning, and I was like, I can't sleep. I was like, I wonder if Jim and Steve are up. It's a true story.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
They were.
You guys are up.
You know, I just lost my cat a week ago, and the cat used to wake me up before the alarm would go off. By slapping me across the face.
Goodness. Well, I'm sorry about the cat.
But now I'm wakened by the alarm and Jan putting her fist into my back, telling me to get up.
Sounds like either way is not the best way.
No, not really.
Fist to back or cat slap to face are two new ones for me.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the season has started off really good for the Heartlanders.
Yeah, 3 wins. 3-1-1, which means 3 wins, 1 loss in regulation, then 1 overtime loss. We're first place in the league. That's awesome.
That's great.
That's rarefied air for the Heartlanders.
It is. I don't know if I ever shared this here. I probably have at some point that we've traditionally not started winning many games. So our first year, we won our first game ever. We were 1-0, and then we lost 7 in a row. So we were 1-7. Our second year, we started 0-6. Our third year, we started 0-6. Last year, we started 0-2-1, so 1 overtime loss, right? So we were 0-3 essentially, and then we won like 4 games in a row, and it was smooth sailing from there. But we won our first game, and then we won our second game, and I'm like, this is like normally we don't win 2 games until like game 7 or game 8, and then just the way that it's just a fun team to watch, and I think that. Chuck's influence, our head coach Chuck, who was here a few weeks ago in studio with you guys, he just gets it. Like I kind of said it to you guys when I came in over the summer. Like you can just tell he just knows how to be a successful coach, and you need players to do that. It's not all the coach, but the way that the team has played is just they're very smart. They work hard. We got some offensive talent, which is something that's kind of new for us, honestly. We don't normally score a lot of goals, but this year we're scoring 4 goals a game through 5 games for what it's worth. More than 4 goals a game, actually. So, it's been a fun start, and now we have 3 home games this week against a team that on paper is arguably, in my opinion, one of the top 3 in the league every year, which is Fort Wayne. They're always a top 5 team on paper. They have 2 wins and 1 loss. They haven't quite played as many games. They're in second in the division. We're in first, and here we go for 3 games this week against the Comets, who nobody in the league really likes, and they kind of embrace that, right? They beat us in the playoffs last year. We traditionally don't like them. They don't like anyone, and nobody really likes them. So it'll be a fun week, and I'm sure we'll have a few good games. 3 games this week against them.
Your coach is making the rounds because I've talked to just in the last couple days. We do charity stuff, and 2 of the charities that we help with already have met the coach.
Yep.
It seems like him and Coach McCullen are
big community guys
are everywhere.
And even yesterday, like we did 2 things yesterday we've never done before, and it was like partially some of these are his ideas, and he wants to be a part of this, and he's all for it. So first thing we did was we have our nonprofit of the game, so charity essentially, right? Or not our charity, nonprofit of the game. And we invited all of them to come by to shoot videos with our players to try to, because when we do the nonprofit of the game, when the chuck-a-puck, chuck-a-puck, you pay chuck-a-puck for a buck. The proceeds go to the nonprofit of the night, which is awesome. And
we're a nonprofit, so
yeah,
not by choice.
yeah, we're not registered as such.
Yeah, and so we invited all them by, and they did videos with our players to encourage people to buy their chuck-a-pucks at the game, something we've never done before. Partially our coach, and actually our coach's wife's idea. And then the second thing we did was we had a night out as players were celebrity bartenders at a restaurant in North Liberty, Mexican restaurant.
You can mention them. They're a sponsor.
Andale Cantina. Yeah. Thank you for giving me the green light on that. But we were at Andale Cantina. I had to double check with one of our players because he's a rookie, and I honestly wasn't sure if he was 20 or 21 years old, and he's behind the bar. He's also Canadian, so like it's 18 years old is the legality age there, but he's bringing out chips and salsa and stuff and having a fun time and all this and other things. So we had a bunch of our players by, and they just loved it, and it was a great community event. We were at we were at Andale a couple weeks ago. The players ate dinner there, kind of like during the preseason, as a team. And it's 6:00 on a Tuesday a few weeks ago, and there were 4 or 5 people in the restaurant, right? And we do this event, and the entire place was packed, and people were waiting for tables. And I'm just like, I was talking to Emilio, who's their owner, he's a great guy, and he was like this is awesome. Like, I thought he was going to ask us to come by tonight, come by again. And, to really help, I mentioned the nonprofit thing, but help small, local businesses that are trying to make it, of which the Heartlanders are a small local business trying to make it in this big, wide, brave new world. So just yesterday, 2 things from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. that we've never done before that had somewhat of an impact, and our head coach Chuck is a big part of that in his family.
No, that's great. That's absolutely great.
Yeah, it is great, honestly.
Well, you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, you made the playoffs for the first time last year, and it wasn't like the Comets rolled all over you. You guys gave them a good fight.
Best of 7 series, we took them the full boat. We took them to 7 games. We were leading the series at one point 3 games to 2, and we had our top 3 players injured in about a 3-period span. And that hurt our chances for sure, because then they beat up on us pretty good in Game 6, and then Game 7 was pretty close. I mean, it was we were up 1-0, then they scored 1 or 2 quick, and then it was 2-1, and then they scored and made it 3-1 and 4-1 late in the third. So it'll be a fun weekend, and I think the thing too that even though we lost in the playoffs last year, there's just a lot of respect. Honestly, guys, I thought we were going to lose in 4 or 5 games. I just wanted us to win a game because we had never been there before, and a lot of rookies, and Fort Wayne's like stacked year in and year out. They have so many. They get the best of the best players. I don't know how they do it, but they get the best of the best players somehow, and they have the tradition and the history and all this stuff of winning, and that certainly helps. And I'd rather live in Iowa City, to be honest, but that's fine. No one from Fort Wayne better be listening, but for us to make a statement like, hey, this is arguably a team that's supposed to win a championship every year, and we almost beat them, and to earn real respect around the league from their players and from other teams, like, wow, like you guys held your own was a really neat thing. And now we're trying to take the next step this year, and there's no better place to be than first place in the league through 2 weeks. So we've also played more games than other teams, or first place in the conference, I should say. Atlanta's got 1 more point than us now after winning a couple days ago. But no better place to be than first place in your conference, I guess, to start.
That's great.
It's awesome.
We our signal actually coming back from somewhere. I don't remember. Our signal wafts into Fort Wayne pretty good.
So everyone heard my. How is a PG-13 comment divvying on rated R here? It's like, is it okay for me to? I will not get the station in trouble. Is this okay? A story?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say there's an adult entertainment facility across the street from the arena in Fort Wayne. Right?
Okay.
There's a Chipotle. There's a closed Italian restaurant. There's Johnny Appleseed's gravesite, allegedly Johnny Appleseed's gravesite. There's their arena, and there's a strip club. Like, sorry, just is what it is, called Showgirl 3. I've never been. I don't want to know if anyone on our staff has ever been or players, but it's sort of like a running joke that this is across the street. And so I don't know if you guys remember, we went into double overtime and we beat Fort Wayne in one of the games. I think Tommy was there. You may have been there, Jim. In double overtime. It was awesome. It was a 4.5 hour game. It goes to double overtime. And I said after the end of the first overtime, like, it's getting late, it's almost, it's, 10:45 Central, and it's 11:45 in Fort Wayne. I said, so if there's any solace, I just checked the hours, and Showgirl is open till 3 a.m. tonight. In fact, there's any solace in Fort Wayne. And I got like 5 things of hate mail, like, immediately from Fort Wayne fans. You're classless. You're this. You're this. I shouldn't have said it. But I will say this, and I would get in trouble with the league for saying this. One member of the league front office texted me and said, "You're not supposed to say that, but that was bleeping hilarious." Like, don't say stuff like that. But you had me rolling all over the floor. So yeah, that's my PG-13. It's PG-13. That's a PG-13 comment.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I figured anywhere here would be fine to drop that. So I wasn't worried about dropping it here. So. And that's the first time that story's been told on air, but it's been a running joke in our office for about.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because the Extreme Arena is the former site of a strip club.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a junkyard and a strip club in the Iowa River Landing.
I really think that actually probably partially played into, like, when you're broadcasting, like, stuff's just kind of swirling around up there. And
you forgot the Dirty Bookstore too.
Well, there's that. Yes, I think I still have a sweatshirt from that.
Dirty Bookstore.
Yeah, there was.
Was it attached to the other place?
No.
Separate. Oh, I didn't know.
Just easy off on 80. That's where
Well, that's what the slogan was.
Yeah. I was going to say, is that the title of the bookstore?
So we brought our afternoon show into town, the Mike O'Mara bunch, and they would do appearances, and right after at the stroke of 8 o'clock at night, those guys just headed for Woody's and Cedar Rapids.
Oh yeah. They were the sponsor of that indoor football team that lasted like 4 games.
Yeah, that was okay. Well,
we're moving on. We're moving on.
Okay, so we've talked about.
So the Heartlanders are home for 3 games.
Yeah, we've talked about everything about what days and what times.
We haven't yet. So tomorrow night, Wednesday, playing some good old hockey against the Comets. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Friday night is Haunted Heartland. So I know it's Halloween, but we're going to have like our own Halloween setup on the concourse, which is cool for kids and stuff. And, it's kind of like trick or treat. If you have a kid, like trick or treating is going to be over it's kind of over by about 6:30, right?
Yeah,
gets dark out around then now, I guess, right before the clock turns back. Yep. So, unless you're the after hours trick or treaters, game's at 7, so it's kind of like perfect timing. Come on in. You could have double trick or treating, get free candy at our game, which is awesome. And then Saturday's the big one, though. Saturday's the awesome one. It's honoring all heroes. So, like, our first responders and nurses and military and anyone that's a hero. I just kind of go by the sign when you pull into Hy-Vee. It's like reserved for heroes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Whoever's on that sign, like that's in the realm, being a hero. So, but no, we have our honoring all heroes game. We're going to do some special tributes. We're working on something actually pretty special for the national anthem that I'm excited about. And I know it's like, it's just the national anthem, but involving one of our players. I won't spoil too much, but just what it means to him, and a situation personally with him. So so it's going to be a special night of like tributes and stuff. We're going to have a lot of big groups out of local heroes, and that's at 6 p.m. on Saturday. I think I said Sunday. Wednesday at 7, Friday at 7, Saturdays at 6 p.m. So really looking forward to that. And it's going to be a fun week as we try to win a couple games against Fort Wayne.
Yep, we got a bye week for football, so there's, if you've not had a chance to check out the Heartlanders, this would be a perfect weekend to do it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, and it's just
nothing going on.
Nothing happening.
No, nothing happening.
And then
weather will be decent. So,
and we're on the road next week during the big Oregon game, and then the week after, I think they're at USC. They go out to California.
Yeah,
yeah. and then we have one home and one road when they're on the road 2 weeks from now, and then the following week, if you're thinking that far ahead, they play Michigan State on the Saturday. We play Friday at home and Sunday at home, so another
perfect. There you go.
And I know for a fact that I would highly expect both teams, the Heartlanders, when we play Cincinnati that weekend, both teams will be at the Iowa-Michigan State game. I know that for a fact. So, yeah, we're really looking for – but, this weekend first, particularly the Friday and Saturday games are always, bigger crowds and fun. So looking forward to a couple fun games this week.
And we will be carrying – we had to bump a little later in the month.
That's okay.
We didn't expect all the teams, high school teams, to be this successful.
West and Liberty are in it. Yeah. I'm kind of, guys. Remember, I'm out of the high school football realm after being fully entrenched for like the first 6 weeks of the year. So, who's
Regina's still in it?
Regina's in it.
Yeah.
And who else? Locally, is
CCA?
Did CCA make it?
I believe they. You know what? I can't remember. I can't remember. But
one year we went with nobody. And now we got
4 teams. 3 teams.
Yep,
that's great. Yeah, so. I loved I love those high school football games. So there's nothing more pure. Nothing more pure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We appreciate having you.
What was Ray working with? How was working with Ray?
Ray's great.
Yeah,
Ray's great. We have fun time in the booth, and we're trying to laugh, and particularly if it gets. I know that sometimes it's tough to work with someone if the game gets out of hand, like if it's a blowout. And our broadcast actually, the broadcast gets better when it's like a 40-point game. So I'm not saying we root for that.
You guys were great.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's even better when we keep the soundboard plugged in and don't wonder why it keeps turning off after 2 seconds with 2 minutes left. With 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter of a tied game, that was also that was a tough one when we were at CCA. We're like, why does this keep turning off? And then we're like, oh, the thing's unplugged.
So you ran on battery power for most of the game.
At least 2 hours of battery power. For my Comrex, battery power would be dead after 2 minutes. So it's actually probably a better thing.